friends, Diane Adkins, your violin teacher here, and this video is going to give you 6 tips for the beginning violinist. 6 reasons why the beginning violinist often doesn't succeed, doesn't proceed as fast as they would like to. And quite often these problems continue into their intermediate study. Okay, so the first thing that beginners, especially self-taught or adult beginners, will just kind of skip is stopping the bow. Stopping the bow is really, really helpful for many reasons, which I'll get into in another video. But the main reason is because it allows you to set up the fingering and the bow position on the string really in a clean way. So if you're not paying attention to stopping your bow as a beginner, then you're probably playing less clean than you want to, and that you will really need to in your intermediate study. So step 2, the second very common issue with beginners is that they quite often don't have a concept of the tempo. So they slow down and speed up, and just kind of, it's more of a rhythm tempo, kind of a combination problem. So what can help you with this is learning the note values and doing a little music theory perhaps, and also listening to the song being played properly. A lot of times beginners don't read music, or they just read it just a little bit and they don't have a full understanding of what they should be doing, and so you're not even aware perhaps that you're slowing down and speeding up. And this is very common. It's very common for people to slow down on the hard part and then speed up and go over it. All right, number 3 is that self-taught, if you're self-taught, you need to be sure that you take time to separate your hands. Practice a little bit for the fingering with the bow, of course, but then take the fingering away and practice some bowings. Practice bow orientation, where the bow is, where is A string. Practice crossing strings. Look at your music and see if you can find string crossings, and practice them and perfect them. In combination with stopping the bow, you will find that a challenge in and of itself. Another common problem of beginners is playing beyond your skill. Okay, playing pieces that are beyond your skill set. So I know a lot of times we want to just have fun. We don't want to do the work, the hard stuff. The simple, easy, boring stuff. We want to play the beautiful world favorites, or what we saw someone else playing that was so beautiful. But we don't want to do the work to get there. We just want to start there, and that's just not possible. You have to play something that's going to help you, give you a simple enough technique challenge so that you can get your work done. And finally, playing, here's one of the worst habits of beginners, and if you're doing this, I hope you will learn from this video, that playing from beginning to the end of your piece and never working on what's happening in the piece, but starting at the beginning and stopping at the end, and nothing happens in between. All you're doing is practicing in all your mistakes. So that spells trouble for the beginner, and it is quite often what we do. We think we've practiced, and then months down the line you're still playing that piece with all the mistakes, and you wonder why you haven't made progress. The last thing is bad equipment. So I know a lot of times when we're just starting out, we don't want to make a big investment in a violin. Maybe you won't stick with it. But if you have a violin or a setup, an outfit that it is decent, then and it's not just some pink violin for $60 that you bought off eBay, you're going to have a better chance of enjoying the practice, making good tone, and of having a violin that will hold its tune and not be so susceptible to mechanical defects that will give you challenges that as a beginner you just don't need that, right? So I hope that these problems as a beginner will give you some food for thought. And perhaps if you deal with them, you can make better use of your practice time. See you soon.